What up, you guys? We're here for our weekly manifestation oracle message. This is, let's see, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So I'm getting excited for the meal. I don't know about you guys. I just did some grocery shopping today to get my last minute items, and this is pretty crazy. I was not planning on taking a cut today from work, but I was prompted to. It was before I went out on my jog, but it was like, take the cut. And I was like, no, I've gotten all my stuff done. Like, I'm happy. I'm not happy to go to work. And my guidance was clearly like, don't go to work. So I took the cut. I went on a run. When I got back from my run, I discovered that my tire was going flat and I needed a new tire. And had I gone into work, I would have found myself stranded late at night in the cold. And so God saved me, and there was no drama. I just drove over to the air pump, which was out of order. So I went to another one, and I was doing it wrong, or I couldn't get it to work. I can usually put air in my tire, no big deal. But this whole situation was malfunctioning, and I was like, man, I wish there was a dude that knows what's going on to come over and help. And I saw this guy that works at the gas station. He was doing stuff out at the pump. So I was like, hey, would you mind helping me? And he was like, yeah, totally. And he's like, you should probably go buy a new tire. So I had brought cash just in case that was the prognosis. There's a used tire place a few miles down the road. So I just went there. I willed and dealed a deal on a used tire. I talked him down to $15 less than what they were initially asking, cash, no tax. So that was really fun. So I was like, wow, this does feel like a new chapter for sure. Because last year around exactly this time, I was supposed to go to work. I went out to find that I had a flat tire, and I did deal with it pretty well then. And I went to the same place to buy an extra tire. I had the AAA guy come. But this time it was even less trauma. It was even more grounded. It was even more harmonious. So things are working in a better direction, right? It would be more miraculous if the tire situation hadn't happened, but it served its purpose. So we have, and I just noticed that, I love this window situation, the lighting going on back there as the sun sets on this stark fall brisk afternoon. Our first card was Divine Magic. I restarted the video because I had walnuts coming out of my mouth from when I was eating them a minute ago. So divine magic, divine extra magical energy surrounds your situation right now. Expect miracles. So yes, the real miracle would have been not having tire trouble, but it was very miraculous that I trusted my impulse. And I questioned it. I was like, okay, look, is this an impulse? Am I being lazy? Am I being indulgent? I asked my pendulum multiple times if this was the right thing to do. And as it turns out, it was divine guidance. And so we're really tuning in now to listen in to that voice. And then weigh it out and discern it, but don't question it too much. Don't question it away, right? Even though I was still trying to qualify and confirm my answer, I wasn't shutting it down necessarily, but I also wasn't trying to make it the answer I wanted it to be. I had real neutral openness about it. So this week we have divine magic surrounding our situation right now. I think that as we really integrate this new level of consciousness and our new routines and our new beliefs and thought patterns and the ways that we show up and approach each situation through our day, just like the example I gave. In the past, I would have been in a low-level trauma response. My nervous system would have been thrown out of whack. I would have been kind of in a mild panic. I would have been having financial trauma, oh my God, an unexpected tire that I have to buy on a day that I took a cut. I'm not working and I have to buy a tire. And it was just whatever, no big deal. I just went. It was almost enjoyable, So believe, trust, feel relaxed. The other day I had this really kind of startling epiphany. It was The Creator knows how much money I'm destined to make this week. Sorry, I'm still getting walnuts. And there is an intended amount of money that I am going to make this week if I do my best and try to listen for that voice within. And so it doesn't matter if I try to force it to happen or if I just lay back and relax, like I'm still going to arrive at that number, and I can make it happen the hard way, or I can make it happen the easeful way. So it's like I've been, trying to listen in for that divine guidance. So magical energy surrounds your situation right now. Get everything in order. Like, I think that one thing that's really helped me recently was tackling, like, little by little, even though I may not have been able to do one whole task on that things to do list, there was a lot that I needed to do. For instance, I needed to clean out my whole oven drawer, like the one under the oven, and it was going to be a big involved project. And so instead of forcing myself to squeeze it all in one day, which seemed overwhelming, and that's why it kept getting procrastinated, I was just doing it little bits at a time, and I got that thing done. And I started getting all these other things done. And then I started feeling amazing that all these things were done. And then all this other energy started flowing more fluidly too. So clean your house really good, get things to do done. Use the next few weeks to really get yourself on sturdy footing, feeling grounded, feeling replenished, feeling like everything it has been caught up and you've tended to everything. Like, really close out the year, close out this last cycle, this last chapter. Nice and neat if you can. If not, messy's great too. But really kind of tending to things and giving it an intentional finish and a nice clean, and going into the next chapter like with a whole different level of energy and thinking. So I don't know. I guess right now I feel that our assignment is to do the simple things and to prepare and to replenish and to restore. And as we're doing that, I think we're reflecting and we're being really pensive. And I think we're just allowing like the insight to come up as we're getting further away from the being in the chaos and in the drama of like the karmic cycle we were just in. It's like we can reflect on it with more insight and perspective than we could when we were in it. And so now I think that's happening. I think we're getting a different view of what's to come, because now our scope has widened and we can see further and we can think bigger. And so now I think we're looking at, okay, what do we want to call in with like a refreshed reset? And I think we're recircling back to like, the things that we want and we're trying to achieve and we're working towards, and we're reconnecting with our original why. And, we're maybe letting go of things that we're not really interested in anymore, and maybe like new things that are sparking our interest and getting us inspired are coming in. So very amazing. Helpful person. Someone wants to help you. Think of who that might be and initiate contact. I was just talking to my friend Tracy today, and she actually told me a really helpful hint for the channel. So you guys know, one of my manifestations goals has been to reach my 1,000 subscribers on the channel. That was one big milestone. And so we got there. And the next milestone I have to reach in order to monetize the channel is to have 4,000 watch hours in a 365-day period. Well, we're ticking the ticker up, you guys. There's we're like at 110 hours last time I checked, or 1,110 hours, I think. So Tracy was saying that much like on podcasts where you can speed up the video or the audio, you can do that on YouTube as well. So you can actually, if you're like, oh, this video is a longer one and I'd like to see it, but I need to hurry, you can speed it up. Another way to like get in those watch hours. Also, oh look, it's underneath a new dawn. The worst is behind us, thank God. You can also, if you're say going out running errands, you could say start one of my playlists from my channel and press play on the playlist, and then that will play while you're gone, and it'll just play those videos back to back to back. I do want you to get the information and the riches from the content, but we're just brainstorming here. I'm just throwing out solutions. Okay. So helpful person. Someone wants to help you, so think of who that might be and contact them. I made it a point today to open myself up to help, right? I didn't give up. I asked for help from this gentleman and he helped me. I asked for a better deal on the tire and, the person went with it. And throughout the day, I've been accepting helpful tips and insights, right? And also, me and Tracy are accountability buddies for the To Be Magnetic challenge that's going on. So every year at the end of the year, they do their big manifestation challenge for the year to come where you write your list. This year, it's called the Authenticity Challenge, and you're kind of getting back to the core root of your authenticity and then revisiting your manifestation list for the year to come, having done some exercises and workshops to get in touch with who we are now, having come through all the sudden and fast and exponential growth we've just experienced. Might be good to circle back and reevaluate and think about it again. But if you would like to join that challenge, there is an affiliate link in my video description box to Be Magnetic membership, and you can get a 15% off discount on your monthly membership if you use my my code to sign up. All right, what else? So helpful people, but yeah, one of the assignments in the challenge was to pick out an accountability buddy, and so I got my accountability buddy. So maybe you have an accountability buddy, and the yes card came up, so it's double emphasis on what we're saying right now, which is one thing that will help you towards your goals and becoming this new version of self is maybe to share this version of self with someone else. Or maybe you have a friend who is also, a creative type or wants to do things. And so you guys, get on the same page about okay, I'm trying to be my higher self now. I'm trying to stay accountable for my goals. So if you can be my check-in buddy to make sure that I'm staying on track and I'm staying on path, and these are the things that I really want to do and achieve. I want my day to kind of look like this. I want to do this regularly and often. Maybe you just check in with each other, but to have that accountability is really powerful. Also, even to get together in small study groups or friend groups that have goals. Me and my nephew and his wife were kind of talking about that. Or maybe I was just thinking that they were probably interested, but there was somebody at work, one of my friends at work, we were talking about it, about having a semi-regular group gathering where it's a think tank for a small group of creative people where we all have insight and skills in multiple areas where we can give each other insight and advice. But the thing that's helpful about that is not only when you brainstorm and get advice from other people, you start to, as a group, have united intention, positive intention for those people's manifestations. So that's why it's really good to sit in certain moon circles, right? And share your intentions with the group, because it's this shared group intention adds more power to your manifestation. That's why, for instance, in certain spiritual and religious beliefs, they want you to gather in groups of 10 or 12 to have a cohort or a minion, right? Or a coven. So because it's when you get together and agree, it's when two people get together and agree on something, it's that makes the intention very powerful and almost unstoppable when people are united. And if there are 3 or more groups of it's there's something about that. You can look it up probably if you Google it. If you start to Google those words, something legit will come up. But there's something to that. It's when you grow in numbers and you share a group intention with unity, right? You're not you don't have beef with anybody in the group. You don't have a grudge. You want good things for them. You have nothing against anyone. Everyone is united and in unity and in brotherhood. that is almost unstoppable. So yes, to helpful people, getting together in clusters, whatever you can do to share your goals with trusted people. Now, we do talk about the concept of this channel about like staying quiet about your goals and not talking about them because you don't want to expose them to evil eye and evil tongue, because of the same concept but reversed. It's like when people have negative intentions and there's division, it can actually take the energy away from your manifestation and suck energy out of your aura, right? And so it's like passive evil eye, evil tongue. When people talk bad about you, it can actually cast negative energy at you or take your positive energy. So that's why you want to really protect your seedlings and only expose them to things that are healthy. Even someone worrying about you with good intention casts passive evil eye on you, and that can be damaging. That's why sometimes if you have like an illness or something that you need people to pray for, it's almost better just not say what it is or not what it's about, or maybe put yourself in an anonymous prayer hat or something, but you don't want a bunch of people obsessing over that ailment, right? And identifying you with that ailment and creating that thought form, that golem of you with that ailment, right? So, okay, now let's grab, this is a different group of cards than we've gotten recently. It's like we always keep getting the same ones over and over, but these are new ones. These are different. Okay, let's grab one more. Positive energy. Like we were just saying, you want to shelter yourself and shield yourself from evil eye and evil tongue. I did get one of those evil eye amulets, the blue disc that you could put in your pocket or wear it like a necklace, with the Mediterranean eye in it recently, and I dropped it and it broke. But apparently when they break, it's like they have exhausted themselves and they've done some real cleansing in your area, so that's good. So, but stay keep your energy positive, get the energy in your space moving. Like, I do not know anything about Feng Shui, but I believe in the power of it, because anytime I deep clean my house, I reorganize, I declutter, get rid of things, take care of like little household to-do projects, knock things like that off my list and get all that energetic clutter out of the way, energy starts moving, opportunities start flowing. I mean, I'm telling you, when I've gone out for the last couple of days, I've had several extra days off this week, and I keep having to like run out to the grocery store, and my milkshake is bringing all the boys to the yard. Like, everywhere I go, like, men are like, maybe I'll meet one that I think is cute too. But yeah, so I'm like, okay, the energy's definitely like, it's magnifying. So stay positive, keep your energy clean and flowing, and keep nurturing yourself with those good habits, right? Keep going to bed at a good bedtime, keep getting up at a good wake time, keep sticking to like clean eating and things like that. Like, just basics right now are making so much difference in our vibration and in our feelings of like self-esteem and just feeling good. And so when you're feeling good, that sets you up for a whole nother level of what's possible and the magnetism that you're drawing in. So wonderful. Surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. So pick a trusted accountability buddy, and maybe if you can, get a small group of like-minded, kindred spirits together who all have similar goals. It's important too, I think, that everyone in the group has something that they're working towards. That way there's no one there that feels threatened that they don't have their thing. And they're like, well, I want my thing. And then they start casting passive evil eye because they don't have a thing. It's like, make sure that everyone there has a common cause and, is united in that cause, right? So maybe small groups of people that can hold space for one another, give ideas and insights, and hold the intention and positive intentions. And then, that could be like a monthly or a bi-monthly thing. I feel like, maybe new moon, full moon, right? Or if you already do something for the new moon and full moon, like something in between that even. But, and then it could be something more simple and spontaneous, as in like just checking in with that accountability buddy, you know, throughout the week a couple of times. Here and there. All right, you guys. Well, that is all for tonight. We will be back tomorrow for our weekly alchemy message, where we will be unpacking our approach to the process. Everybody will be preparing for Thanksgiving, so that'll be fun and exciting. I'm making a vegetable casserole. The name of it is called vegetable casserole. And I got it from my older brother's ex-wife's mom, and it is a bag or a couple of bags of California style vegetable mix, which is cauliflower, broccoli, and carrot. And the bottom, so you grease a Pyrex dish, one of those casserole dishes, with butter. And then you fill the bottom layer with stovetop chicken flavor stuffing. You prepare that, and when that's ready to go and you fluffed it up, scoop that into the bottom. That's your first layer. Then you cook your vegetables to like just enough to where they're not like frozen anymore. You throw those in, and then you pour cream of mushroom soup, 1 can, but like I kind of like to like really go heavy on stuff, so I get like more than 1 can, and I mix it with a little bit of 2% milk, and I pour it over the whole casserole, make it juicy. And then you melt a half stick of butter with a big hunk of like an 8-ounce piece of Velveeta. You melt that down into liquid in the microwave in a container, and go slow so it doesn't burn. And then you pour that over the top, and you cook that uncovered, I think covered for like 20 minutes and then uncovered for 20 minutes, and then it's done. And it's really good. And I think you probably cook it on like, I don't know, whatever average casserole temperature is. I wouldn't venture to say maybe 375, but don't quote me on that. You're like, I burned my casserole. My Velveeta was a flaming inferno. Okay, happy Thanksgiving. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. I might make a video on Thanksgiving because I'll probably be tired and come home. So, we'll see. All right, ciao. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it, then please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications to be notified of when I drop content. Like the videos, comment, share them. Anything that you do helps these messages get out to other people who need them. So you watching a video and taking an action on it actually makes a positive difference in someone else's life.